Have you ever caught yourself thinking that the only way to truly get rich is to land some massive multi-million-dollar salary? Well, I want you to take that misconception and just throw it right out the window. What if becoming wealthy isn't about earning millions of dollars at all? What if instead it's actually about learning a few simple rules about money and then just following them consistently, day in and day out?
We really need to challenge this whole get rich quick fantasy. Most people out there work incredibly hard for their money, but very few ever learn the true secret, which is how to make their money work for them. So in this explainer, we're going to break down 10 absolutely powerful money lessons that will completely change the way you think about saving, spending, investing, and ultimately building wealth. Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll be moving through 5 essential phases. 1. The wealth building mindset. 2. Building your financial foundation. 3. Defending against money traps. 4. Making your money grow. And 5. The ultimate long-term secret. Make sure you stick around for that last one because it's absolutely crucial for long-term financial freedom. Let's get started.
Phase 1, the wealth building mindset. Changing how you think about money. And let me just reassure you right off the bat, you do not need to be rich to start this journey.
You just need good habits, patience, and the right baseline mindset, which brings us to lesson 1, pay yourself first. Now, the normal way is to receive your income, pay your bills, buy things, and then try to save whatever happens to be left over. The problem? Usually there's literally nothing left. The wealthy way flips this entirely. The moment you receive your income, immediately put a portion into savings or investments. You save first and you spend the rest. It's a subtle shift, but an incredibly powerful one. And this brilliantly illustrates how it works in practice. Imagine someone earns $2,000 a month. If they automatically save just 10% before doing anything else, that is $200 every single month. $200 might not seem like a life-changing amount today, but doing this consistently creates an ironclad financial foundation over time. By putting this on autopilot, you guarantee your wealth grows every single time you get paid. Phase 2. Build your financial foundation. Organizing and protecting your baseline. Have you ever looked at your bank account at the end of the month and asked yourself that highly relatable, slightly terrifying question, where did all my money go? Well, that brings us to lesson 4, budgeting gives your money a job. A budget isn't some cage to stop you from enjoying life. It simply tells your money where to go. A fantastic, really simple guideline is the 50-30-20 framework. Think of your income in 3 distinct slices: 50% for your absolute needs, 30% for your wants, and 20% for your savings and financial goals. It's a super helpful way to ensure every single dollar has a designated purpose. Now, part of that foundation is preparing for the unexpected, which is lesson 6, build an emergency fund. Because, let's face it, life doesn't always go according to plan. Your phone breaks or your car needs a sudden expensive repair. If you don't have an emergency fund, those minor disasters force you straight into debt. So start small. Set a goal of $500 or maybe $1,000 to keep somewhere safe and accessible. Protect yourself from the unexpected before it even happens. Phase 3, defend against money traps. Protecting your progress from bad habits, because we have to play defense too. Here is the harsh truth. Even with a perfect budget and a great mindset, quiet, sneaky money traps can come in and completely destroy your financial progress if you aren't paying attention. This highlights lesson 2. Don't spend more just because you earn more. Getting a raise feels amazing, right? But if your income increases by $500 and your spending magically increases by $500, you are 0 steps closer to financial freedom. This trap is called lifestyle inflation. When you get a raise, instead of immediately upgrading your phone and your wardrobe, you really need to let your wealth grow faster than your lifestyle. Another massive trap is lesson 5, avoid high-cost debt. Not all debt is bad, sure, but high-interest debt, like carrying credit card balances, becomes incredibly expensive very quickly. If you make only minimum payments on things you didn't even really need, the interest just keeps compounding against you. You end up paying significantly more than the original price. So prioritize paying down those expensive credit card balances before that interest buries your progress. And speaking of buying things we don't need, like, say, that giant inflatable unicorn you just had to have, we arrive at lesson 9, avoid emotional spending. Companies literally spend billions trying to get us to buy stuff out of boredom, stress, or pure excitement. Next time you're hovering over a buy now button, just walk through these 3 simple questions. Do I need this? Can I afford it? Will I still want it next week? Imposing a short waiting period is honestly the best way to separate a genuine need from a stress-induced emotional impulse. Let's move to and see how this builds. Phase 4. Make your money grow, multiplying your wealth efficiently. We are officially shifting from defense to offense. It's no longer just about protecting your money. It is about multiplying your wealth efficiently so that it works for you effortlessly. This brings us to arguably the most powerful idea in investing. Lesson 3, compound growth. By definition, compound growth happens when your money earns a return, and then those returns potentially earn returns themselves. Imagine investing $100 and it grows. Then, the original $100 plus its new growth continues working for you. It's this incredible snowball effect that just gets bigger and bigger the longer it rolls.
But here is the real secret ingredient to compounding: time. Think of building wealth exactly like planting a tree. In year 1, you plant a seed. In year 5, you water and protect it. And by year 10, you can sit back and watch the tree flourish. Starting earlier gives your investments the crucial time they need to potentially grow. Remember, time is the one asset you can never get back. Which brings us to lesson 7. Invest, don't just save. Saving is critical to protect your foundation, sure, but saving alone isn't enough because inflation will slowly reduce your buying power over time. Investing is what actually helps you outpace inflation to build long-term wealth. Now, you don't need to be some Wall Street expert, but you do need to learn the basics of things like stocks, bonds, and ETFs so you can invest responsibly and give your money the opportunity to truly grow. And this brings us to lesson 8. Increase your income. Look, frugality and cutting expenses are great, but they have a strict mathematical limit. You can only cut your expenses down to 0. Increasing your income, on the other hand, has absolutely limitless potential. Developing valuable skills, improving your qualifications, or even starting a legitimate side business will have a far more massive long-term impact than just trying to scrape by and save a few pennies. Phase 5, the ultimate long-term secret: sustaining your wealth journey. Because sustainable wealth is rarely built overnight from a lottery ticket, right? It must be built and sustained through years and years of repeatable, disciplined habits. So we arrive at lesson 10. Don't focus only on getting rich quickly. Focus on becoming financially stronger every year. Think long-term. Wealth is exactly like that tree we talked about. It requires immense patience, consistent watering, and protection. If you focus on making small, strong financial decisions year after year, you will absolutely create a completely different, infinitely more secure future for yourself. So the crucial point is, here are all 10 lessons mapped out for you. Let's do a quick recap. 1. Pay yourself first. 2. Avoid lifestyle inflation. 3. Use compound growth. 4. Budget your money. 5. Avoid bad debt. 6. Build that emergency fund. 7. Invest responsibly. 8. Increase your income. 9. Control emotional spending. And 10. Think long-term. Now, please, don't get overwhelmed by this list. You do not need to master all of these tomorrow. You just need to start with one single habit, like saving your very first $10, which leaves us with one final, incredibly important question. Which money lesson are you going to start using today? Small decisions might look totally insignificant right now, but they compound into incredible wealth over time. If you found this explainer helpful, please share this information with someone who needs to hear these lessons, and subscribe for more insights into building wealth. Remember, you don't need to be rich to start building wealth. You just need to start. Thanks for learning with me today.